It's your host, Matt, back for another episode of the Shiesty Show podcast. Uh, Here again, took a week off, just had a daughter, enjoying my family time. But we're here back on the grind, ready for episode 2. So let's not waste no time. Let's get right into it. What I read this morning, seems like a done deal between Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. Said done deal. Only thing with boxing is you never know for sure. So I'm hoping this is the fight that's done and the fans will get to see it in its prime. Nobody's past their prime. Like the Canelo Triple G fight. That's what happens when you wait too long. And that's the only criticism I got for boxing. Is it's a lame sport when you can sit back and wait for somebody to get old. You don't go fight them in their prime. That's one thing I'll get at UFC. They may be underpaying their fighters. I'm not really into that. I don't watch the UFC too much. But as far as putting the best against the best, that's what they do. And that's what boxing used to do. We used to see De La Hoya against Mosley, Trinidad. A lot of these great boxers that used to be, going at the best. Bernard Hopkins, another one. Floyd Mayweather, guys when they were young, they went against the best to be the best. That's the only thing that's missing in boxing, but this is a great fight. If I had to choose between Ryan and Tank definitely is going in with more power. He's more compact, more compressed. He's going to look sharp, more sharp than Ryan, I feel. But Ryan definitely has the size, and Ryan definitely has the speed. He does have quick hands. Whatever you want to say about him, Ryan has quick hands. So, it might give Tank a problem. But then again, I've seen Ryan Garcia get knocked out. Well, not knocked out, but knocked down by Luke Campbell, who, a lot of people underestimate that guy. That guy was a gold medalist in the Olympics. So he wasn't no slouch. But I did see Ryan get rocked. But you know what? Ryan came back from that knockout. He faced adversity, he did good, and he won the fight. That's what you got to ask for. So with this fight, I think it's down the middle, man. It's what you prefer. You're going to go for the power or you're going to go for the speed. Me, in all honesty, I probably say I think Tank probably takes it at the end, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people think it is, for sure. Another one coming up. Now we're on boxing. Let's talk about the Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence. Here we go again. Now demands aren't being met. Now they're talking about the fight not happening. When they told us for sure, November 19th, they had a date. Everybody was ready to rock. And then here we go. This is boxing for you. Politics. Politics come to play. Who cares who's the 60-40, whose name goes first? You want to be the man? Say, I'll take all the demands you got. I'll go in there, whoop you, so when I go get the next fight, I'm getting paid, But boxing nowadays is all about keeping the O, trying to stay undefeated. Even if you're fighting no-name guys, keep the O. And some of that has to deal with Mayweather and the way he moves. Canelo moves in that type of way. But, it's the business of boxing. And that's slowly what's killing boxing, in my opinion. But that's another great one. And if I had to choose, and the fight does happen, and not when Crawford is 39, 40 years old in 3-4 years, because people forget Crawford is 35 years old already. So it's not like he's a young guy. So he doesn't have many years to wait. So let's hope they don't rob us of another great fight. But if I had to choose in that one, I'm going to rock with Bud Crawford, man. I just think he's been hurt before, but he looked to me sharp, and to me, I think he has the longer range. The longer range, longer arms. But even though Spence might be a little bit bigger, I still feel Crawford has the range. He got long arms. So I'm gonna rock with Bud Crawford on that one, man. So you know what? Another thing, let's get right into it. Tom Brady crying about his sack on Sunday. You know what happened in the Raider game? But I say the difference is, in this one, Tom Brady cried to the ref, and the ref listened to him and then made that call. Because in the beginning of the play, they didn't throw a flag. until they seen Tom Brady crying, and they said okay, and they threw a flag after that. I just think in that way, man, if you can influence the officials in your own way, that's come on, man. That's that ain't being fair. You can cry to somebody and say, hey, blah blah blah. Well, I'm the quarterback. Did this and then they throw the flag. That's not fair, man. I don't care how old he is, what he's done for the league. He plays football. This is the contact sport. If you get mad about getting thrown to the ground like that, he didn't even land on him, nothing. Turned him around and threw him to the floor. And Tom Brady can cry, get his way, and get a flag and change the whole outcome of the game. That's not right for the league, man. That don't look good for the league. Um, personally, the one against the Raiders, me being a Raider fan, you know what? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But I'm not gonna cry because when the Raiders get ripped off, what do people say? Oh, you're crying about it, la la la. There's so many times the Raiders have been ripped off. The index card, they talk about that all the time on the broadcast as a joke. Oh, he didn't break out the index card? Come on, man, when we got robbed against the Cowboys with an index card? Really? What about in the Cincinnati game last year when they blew the whistle and they called it a touchdown afterwards and that changed the whole outcome of the game? So if you're going to tell the Raider fans don't cry, well, hey man, don't cry. We lost the game, so what? But you don't cry about some play because that always happens to the Raiders. And that's just not me coming from a Raider fan. That's just me watching football. And hey, call it what you want. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But like they tell us, stop crying. It really didn't affect the game because they won, but it could have. But just like the Tom Brady one, I will be honest with the rule. Quarterbacks, it's I don't know what you do, man. I don't know as a defender what you do. I can't say he really tried to land on him like they said, but hey, I'm gonna take the call. That's my team. I'm gonna ride with it. It happens to us. Happens to every team, not just us. Officiating is bad sometimes, and that's what it is. You move on. But other than that, man, Raiders again, they blow it in the last part of the game. You know what? I can't really put this on Derek Carr. This time, I just think that Josh McDaniels, he went to Denver and ruined that team. And he's come to the Raiders, and every time the running game's doing good, he likes to abandon the running game. You don't give it to Josh Jacobs on 31, 4th and 1. You've been paying big package all night, bringing in extra O linemen, and then on the one play, you should let Jacobs get a yard. They don't hand the ball off. They want to throw it. They want to throw a deep pass, and our receivers run into each other. Come on, man. This is embarrassing. This is a team that was supposed to be playoff contention. They were playoffs last year. Rich Bisaccia, I think he didn't get enough credit, man, riding the ship out of everything that happened last year. Think about it. John Gruden got fired. They lose Henry Ruggs. He murdered somebody. They got David Arnett, former first round pick, waving guns on Instagram. He weathered the storm for a lot of bullshit that happened on that team, and they didn't get enough credit for it, man. And it's just like watching the same old Raiders. Good players, same old Raiders. It's got to change. Fans are tired of it. Me personally, tired of it. 20 years, tired of it. It's just when something going good, they like to come in. Mark Davis likes to come in and be the same thing that happened when Tony Soprano took the team back in the days. Took them 8-8, was changing the culture, decided to bring in another coach. Same thing here. Oh, if my John Gruden didn't work, let's just bring in Josh McDaniels when you already have a coach that proved to you that he could lead the team. And it's just one fail after another and another. Now Devontae Adams has a lawsuit for pushing the cameraman down in frustration, running into his own teammate. It's not looking good, man. And that's me from that's coming from a lifelong Raider fan. I love it. I love football. I love the Raiders, but it's just at this time, man. It's just we got to pull it together because too many losing seasons this is not good. You got to do something good in Vegas. It wasn't good in Oakland for the last 20 years. Let's make sure it's good in Vegas. That's all I got to say. But Other than that, well, you know what? One more thing. Chandler Jones. Now, he might have had a couple big plays in the game, but he is not worth the 17 million they decided to pay this man. Max Crosby looks like, I don't know, he's just dominating everybody by himself. No help. Where's Chandler Jones at? This guy was supposed to be 2-year-old, still had a little left in the tank. He was a star in Arizona, racking up all these sacks. I have not seen the guy plays. I see him taking plays off, not even trying. If you really watch the Raiders in the film, you can see not even trying. Sometimes just standing up, not even trying to bull rush or do anything, just standing up and getting blocked. This guy is not worth the 17 million they paid him. They should have divvied that money and went to find somebody else. Why not go get Sue? Why go get this guy? A washed up veteran. At least Sue's, you know what you're gonna get. Run stopper all the time. But you know what? It's another bad move by the Raiders. And a bad season that we're having. But not only that, let's switch gears here. Matthew Stafford, the Rams, definitely not looking like the same team they were last year. Stafford looked like he was playing to get that championship, man. A lot more hunger, a lot less mistakes. But you got to give it to the Dallas defense as well, man. They playing lights out. Have them in my fantasy. They've been tearing it up for me, man. Diggs, Parsons, all those guys. They got some ball hawks over there, man. That's what we're going to call them. They got the ball hawks over there. So, you got to watch out. They got a good defense over there in Dallas for sure. But at the same time, the Rams are not looking the same. Is it maybe because they don't have OBJ? Maybe. Jeffries was supposed to be the guy helping out Cup. But the only one I really see dominating right now is Cup. I don't really see anyone else stepping up. Stafford having a bad season, so far. It's still early, 5 games, but definitely not looking like the team they were last year. So, the league, it's crazy, man. Teams that weren't doing good last year looking this good this year. Lions are looking pretty good. Some teams that weren't doing good, they looking, Jacksonville, another one. And now they got this idea of expanding the NFL into Europe and doing a European league out there, having 4 teams. I think it's a good idea. Push forward the game in different parts of the world. It does suck waking up at 6:30 in the morning to watch your team play a football game. But hey, man, if it's gonna bring more fans, more money, more things for fans to consume and do when they're at a game and bring the game up and everything like that, I'm for it, man. That'd be cool to go to Europe and watch a football game. Definitely something to do on the bucket list. As far as everything else, we got Juju on the Chiefs. He's looking nice, man. You know what? Scantlin too. Scantlin's starting to bring it around. He was doing all right. He had an okay year. I think he had 8 touchdowns one year with Green Bay. So he's got it in him. He's been looking like a good target for Patty Mahomes. As much as I hate the Chiefs, I watch football, so Scantlin and Juju Smith looking pretty nice for the Chiefs. We'll see, man. We'll see how things go. They looking like the team to beat again. Patty Mahomes. He's a tough quarterback. I'd say him and Josh Allen battling it out for the number 1 spot in the league. And that's just me being a Raider fan, being honest. I think Adams is the best receiver in the league, but as far as best quarterback in the league, it's between them two, man. Patty Mahomes and Josh Allen, still young, still fresh in the game. Got a lot to prove, but so far they've been tearing it up, man. Shout outs to them. Baker Mayfield, he's been looking all right, but he hasn't been playing like people thought he was. They lost to Cleveland. You think he'd come out with the fire in the revenge game, and then want to prove something to them. Lost that game. He's looked so. I don't know if he's gonna last another couple years in the league the way he's going. Former number 1 pick, not really playing up to expectations. So the patience on them run real thin in the league nowadays when they pay a guy a lot of money to be a first round pick. But other than that, man, we'll see how it goes. It's still early in the season. Same thing for Mariota. I will say on the Raiders, when he came in and played for us, he played with a lot of heart, played with a lot of passion, and he definitely could run, and he had a nice arm, nice throw, nice touch on his passes. But not doing too good in Atlanta. They looking so as well. Just lost to Tampa Bay this week, so they're looking so as well. I thought maybe if he would have stood with the Raiders, him and Josh Jacobs, I think they would make a good duo. You know, but they gave the reins back to Derek Carr as always. You know, but to his injury, uh, that's one thing I want to talk about as well. Um, it's a scary feeling. I thought he maybe got poked in the eye or he broke his finger, but to realize that he got knocked out where his nervous system kicked in and he went into to being stiff and tensed up. That's scary, man. Because I like to play football with me and my family, me and my friends. I got a son. I hope he loves sports and if he loves football, But when you watch a lot of these plays, and it's been happening a lot recently, these players getting thrown to the ground or their head smacking the ground and just getting knocked out trying to walk off the field and stumble, like we've seen in the I think it would believe it was the Colts game. Um, it's a scary thing. It's a scary thing. I love playing football, but the danger that comes with it. And I don't have pads on, so I can only imagine full speed, running into somebody with a helmet on or throwing them full speed into the ground. I had a couple of those in Pop Warner. Ooh, they make your blood feel warm. You get a rush, and your head you feel fuzzy. Those little Pop Warner helmets have styrofoam. They used to have like some styrofoam back in the days. It wasn't even really going to protect you, to be honest. Some styrofoam in there. And when you fall back and hit your head without having your arms, arms wrapped up or not being able to move your arms, it gives you a jolt. It gives you a ring to the head for sure. It's a scary thing, man. I wouldn't let my son play ball. If he wanted to play football, not until high school. I wouldn't let him play ball until he was in high school. Let his brain develop more than being a 6-7-year-old tackling. He could be in flag football all day long, learning the game that way. But yeah, it's a scary thing, man, and hopefully those guys get healed. Everything's well. Tua's injury was scary. That's a scary thing. Hopefully he's well. Everything's good. But that's definitely some concerning in the league. But some other things to talk about. We got the NBA season approaching here. I like the Blazers, but I know a lot of family members that I grew up with being Laker fans. So, I can't lie if I didn't say I had a little compassion for the purple and gold. But definitely NBA season's approaching. I really don't watch NBA until it gets a little bit more into the middle of the season. Definitely a lot of games to try to keep up with. But definitely toward the middle, toward the end, coming around April when it's almost playoff time, that's the most exciting time to watch basketball right there. Best of wishes to my team. I love Portland. Got to be honest with myself. We probably ain't going nowhere. That's just how it is. I don't know why Dame's wasting his time there, but I love his loyalty. Can't be mad at it. He's like a Kobe. Hey, man, I want to try. If I'm going to go anywhere, I want to stay here and try to win a ring. He had a chance. He's been far, Western Conference, but I don't think it's going to happen for him. But hopefully it does in this new season coming up. And that's another episode of the Shiesty Show. I'm your host, Matt. We out. Yo.